freaking first cut. Golly.
What's up, YouTube? Round one of the Mexico Open is in the books. We'll break it all down and talk about alert, Tiger Woods. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll jump into it right now. Welcome to the First Cut Podcast. I'm Rick Gehman, and this is your round one recap for this week's Mexico Open. Joining me, breaking it all down, it's the coach. What's going on, Coach?
Let's go. Actually, a pretty entertaining day, I thought, for round one at the Mexico Open, calling it on PGA Tour Live. So let's go.
Yeah, that's right. You probably saw more shots than anybody. We're going to talk about that, but one thing does preempt round one of the Mexico Open, and that's when Tiger Woods takes the jet to Southern Hills and seemingly, Coach, gets a practice round in ahead of the PGA Championship. What do you think of that?
The days of anybody, including Tiger Woods, sneaking around this great country of ours are over. He can't slide in anywhere, not even Augusta National, for a practice round. And this actually happened today. I was in my studio calling PGA, and the door comes busting open. Did you guys see? Everybody's talking about it. Chopper 6. Showing the footage from overhead. That's exactly what a local news chopper is supposed to do. But what this tells me, and the reports are that he walked 18 holes and that he was out there, and it's still, 3 weeks away? We still have 2 more events before the PGA Championship. But this tells me, Rick, that he is laser focused and he is dead serious, not just about showing up at Southern Hills and playing, but now that he knows he can make the cut at the Masters, now he's got almost 2 months, well, maybe a month and a half, to get his leg better, to get healthier. And I think going into Southern Hills, at least in his mind, he's telling himself, if I can walk here, it's not going to be that hot in May like it normally is in August, that I think he believes he's going to be able to contend. I really do.
Yeah, it is fascinating because we're only 18 days removed from Sunday at the Masters, and you remember him basically hobbling around the final rounds there. Well, seems to be back in good spirits. Didn't take enough out of him, Coach, where he didn't think that he could get to Southern Hills and put a practice round in a couple of weeks out of the PGA Championship. So this is pretty telling about, I think, the schedule we might see from Tiger Woods. Major championships, maybe an extra event here and there. It seems like he's going to get out there and compete.
I think the healthier he's going to get, because we've all seen Tiger Woods. He says one thing, but then when he starts to feel good, he does another. I don't think it's any secret, Rick, that he wants to contend, and his mind believes that he can catch Jack with those 18 majors. He needs 3 more. And so in order to do that, you can't just play the majors. You can't show up and do what he did at Augusta and say, hey, it's a win if I just play 4 rounds. That's not how Tiger Woods is made. It's not what makes him tick. What makes him tick is winning. What makes him tick is being in contention. So as we go forward, is he going to be satisfied just to show up? No, not a chance, because his body's going to get healthier. His body's going to get better. And I think as we see him play more in the majors, then you're going to start seeing him at least one tournament in between these majors, just to get the rust off a little bit, because you can't do it in 3 days of practice prior to a major on a Thursday when there's so much circus-type atmosphere going on around you.
All right. Well, if Tiger Woods wants to go incognito, he's going to need a new jet, because we're good at tracking the one that he's got. Coach, I want to turn our attention to the Mexico Open, because as noted, you've seen a ton of golf today. I want to pick your brain a little bit, but we're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our partners. And we're back. Top of the leaderboard, Coach. Let me read off some of these names. Jonathan Bird, Brendan Todd, Trey Molinax, Bryson Nimmer, and John Rahm, who shot a bogey-free 64, gets out quick in the first iteration of the Mexico Open.
So he was on my marquee group. I called every single shot of his today, and I noticed on the first tee, normally when you ease into a Thursday, Rick, what do you see from most golfers? We're glad-handing, we're laughing, we're slapping, we're talking down the fairway and easing our way into a tournament. That was not John Rahm today, for a lot of reasons. He hasn't won in almost 12 months. He's a reigning U.S. Open champion. That's it. You got to believe there's a big-time chip sitting on his shoulder now that all the attention is going to Scottie Scheffler. He's lost his #1 ranking in the world. But this was very telling. He comes out, shoots a bogey-free 7 under 64. And maybe the hardest thing to do in golf is when you show up and all eyes are on you. And I would love to know, Rick, if he has the lowest odds, maybe other than Tiger Woods, in the history of the PGA Tour during the sports betting time. He came off this morning at plus 435. There's no way we can bet that. And to go out there as the overwhelming betting favorite and put your foot down and say, boys, I'm the rock star for a reason, and then you do it, that to me was very, very telling. He looked great. It was an easy 64, if there ever was a thing as an easy 64.
Yeah, he made a birdie on 12. He started on the back, made a birdie on 12, chipped in on 13, and I said, oh, boy, here we go. Yes, here we go, Coach. He's just going to make a run at this. But now, so from, plus 400 or so this morning, plus 160 now, Coach.
Well,
I don't think you're getting much value there.
You're not. And think about this. Think about how great he is as far as the sports books are concerned. He's tied for the lead with 4 other dudes. And the afternoon wave is just wrapping up, and you're only plus 160. Let me say this again. I said this on Tuesday. I'm going to say it again. If you bet on Jon Rahm, you might win, but you're the dumbest golf bettor ever. Don't make a habit over betting on guys less than plus 500 ever.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that sentiment. Coach, I'm glad you mentioned kind of the afternoon wave because there was a pretty big scoring difference. The morning wave was about a stroke, nearly 2 strokes under par. The afternoon wave, almost a half shot over par. Yeah. Now, you had eyes on it. It seems like the wind started to kick up a little bit. Things started to get more difficult, and the stats kind of bear that out.
Yeah, it kicked up a lot. And to give you an idea, on 12? Was it 12? One of the holes, I had Kevin Na in my afternoon group. He didn't even reach the fairway and hit it straight down the middle. Didn't reach the fairway on one hole. Then another hole, it was like today, I believe Jon Rahm hit a 4-iron this morning, and guys were hitting driver 3-wood in the afternoon. So that tells you how much the wind picked up. Now, the upside is, Rick, that those players in the afternoon wave, they play first thing tomorrow morning. They're going to get that 8 a.m. Windless tee time that Jon Rahm was talking about. And one guy I want to point out, because I think this is a really cool story, is Alvaro Ortiz. You can tell me where he is right now. He was 4 under through 9 the last time I checked. He's the brother of Carlos Ortiz. He won this event a year ago when it was on the PGA Tour Latin America. And what a story it would be, even if he wins, but what if he just top 10s? And his brother, he beats his brother, and what that could do to catapult, because he's not a member of the PGA Tour. He doesn't have any status. And if he could have a big week this week, what a cool story that would be for another Ortiz brother to do well on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, currently 3 under through 11, but he's got 10 feet for birdie on number 12, so maybe he can get that dropped shot right back. Coach, let's take a look at the odds here, because as I mentioned, Jon Rahm plus 160 over at Caesars Sportsbook. The next shortest odds are Aaron Wise. He is 1 shot back, 6 under par, 65 for him today, with Brendan Todd at 14-1, Aaron Rye at 18-1. Is there a non-Jon Rahm name that we could pick out of this group and keep an eye on for the next 3 days?
Yeah, it's Aaron Wise. I bet him today against Jon Rahm. I lost by a stroke. You never liked it. Was just a little sprinkle, though, to shoot a 65 and have your guy lose. But to me, when you're plus 180, that's a lot of value on an opening round. So to me, Aaron Wise has been low-key, playing really well at times this year. And when you're in a field like this, and look at the names that are below him, Gary Woodland is the only one that most non-hardcore golf fans would even know. So to me, it's Aaron Wise. And then if you want to go a little farther down, I mean, I guess you could pick Gary Woodland. I'm not going to because everybody else has him in our one and done. But that would probably be the guy that I would go with.
Cam Champ 35-1. Did you have eyes on his group today?
He played with Jon Rahm today. So I had every single step of the way. And he was projected at the start of the week at 181st in the FedEx Cup standings. For a guy who's won 3 times on the PGA Tour, that's not good. But the beauty of PGA Tour Live, you can actually see how these stats bear out. And he had a really good day scoring-wise. He did not hit the ball well at all. His tee shots were offline. His short game was not good. There's a reason he's struggling so much, but give him credit. He grinded out a 67 today. So at 35-1, he had a top 10 at the Masters. That's his only top 10 all season long. But if he can get it going like he did at Augusta, that 35-1, 3 back, I don't think that's a bad price.
Yeah, and 2 pars on two of the par 5s, which if you're camp champ, you cannot do.
Can't do. Not on this course. Not on this course. You got 4 par 5s. You got 5 par 3s. So it's a ball striker's golf course for sure.
All right, Coach, back on the call tomorrow. Where can we find you if we want to tune in bright and early, I imagine?
Well, in my contract, I only do 2 feeds. The big one, the main feed, or I do the marquee group. So I'll be the marquee group tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. We're back on the air. We'll have that answer group again with Tony Finau and Kevin Na, who obviously he was in the news this week, and he was also very serious today as well. You could tell that something was bothering him today. He was not in a good mood. He is under par, at least last time I checked. But he's always entertaining to watch. But right now, I'm sure there's a lot going on in the mind of Kevin Na.
The spat between him and Grayson Murray is like the least interesting thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's like bullying a kid who's half your size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the kid just won't, I guess, be quiet from everything Grayson Murray says. But here's the thing. You can't make fun of somebody playing slow who's been on the PGA Tour for 20-some years, and you're struggling to even play in a tournament. That's just something you can't do. And he did it, and so Kevin Na responded, period.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, Coach, looking forward to catching you on PGA Tour Live tomorrow. And the first cut will, of course, be back after each and every round this week to chat about all things golf. But for now, big thanks to producer Jacob, does all the hard work behind the scenes. The Coach is available on Twitter @TheCoachRules, and you can find me @RickRunGood. This has been The First Cut, and we'll catch you next time.